Hey, this is April Freeman with the Richmond Public Library. I'm here with the Urban Fiction Experience 2023 Girls Rule. I'm here with the phenomenal, multi-talented, beautiful, and check having Danielle Allen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. But no, for real, you gotta give our kudos to Danielle because she did something that has been on pause for a while in the urban fiction genre. And that's really get a big contract deal, correct? Because that hasn't been heard of since Cash Money, since you know, back. So I'm happy for you and I'm proud of yourself.
Thank
And
you
you
so
deserve
much.
it. You deserve
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate that.
So I mean, did you notice this in the work?
Well, so
What
my
happened?
my agent is
So I could do it
the
too.
multi-talented Ashley Antoinette.
So
And so
she be your agent. Hold on, I didn't know this.
yes, so she's been my agent for it was January 2022 when it happened. So like she became my agent in January 2022
So
and
last year you came, she was your agent.
mhm.
Oh,
And so, and then a year later, like she had worked out this deal, and so
uh-huh.
so all things go to God, and then to her because she did her thing.
Okay. So how did she become your agent? Because she's like unreachable. I mean, I can't just call her and be like, yo, can you come through? I mean, come.
So she has an app that she develops, Book Lovers, the Book
Uh-huh.
Lovers app, and I was contacted to write a story for it. So they were like looking for original stories to be on the app. And so that was in 2021. And so I wrote a story, sold it to her, and so it's available on the app. It's called when Eve Met Adam. And so that is on her app. But like then that because I always tell people like so that December I always do like a list of like what I want for the year, what I want for myself, like not just like all the things I want for
So what you
myself.
wanted?
And one of the things I said is that I wanted to get an agent because ultimately I want to see my stuff on like a big
Film.
screen. Yes. And so
Uh-huh.
I was reading something. It was like the easiest way is to have an agent because once it's traditionally published, then that is an easier trajectory to film
Uh-huh.
than to be independently published and
Uh-huh.
doing it. So I was like, okay, I know like the steps that need to be taken. So
Uh-huh.
I want an agent. I put that on the list, and not even 2 weeks later, Ashley's assistant had reached out to me and asked if I
What
would
she
take a meeting.
my agent?
So she had been doing it for a little while, but she was focusing in nonfiction. So it
Okay.
wasn't until like
Because I know she did that book with Tamika Mallory, right?
mhm,
And I read that. I was like, okay, because that was like a different branch for her.
right.
But it was a good book. I
Yes.
read it. But I am in love with this lady.
Yes.
Um,
She's amazing.
so your checks just come regularly.
And so like well, but I have 48 books though. Like so, like prior to like me like signing this, it's 48 books that are available.
So do you hire people?
Mm-mm. Like
So are you gonna hire people?
like I would love to get to that point, but like
Okay.
right now it's just me trying to figure it out, and I feel like everything
Let's figure it out
about
together.
okay, like everything about like my journey
No,
has
okay.
been like it's been untraditional. I know someone asked me like, how did you get an agent? How do you
Yeah, because
query and all of
it's
that?
like
And it was like I just have been minding my business, writing my book,
exactly
staying
the
in my
low key
lane.
just doing your thing.
And then like I was like, I know that this is what I want, and then that opportunity presented itself.
So
And
have you learned anything that you didn't really know from her? Because she
absolutely
was like a powerhouse.
absolutely. And so
Like
she's been doing this thing
I
for
just
a
want to be
long
the nail polish on her toes one day. Just that. You know what I'm saying?
she is so talented and she's so helpful and giving. And so there's a lot of stuff that just I again, like I write books, I put them out. I don't really market a whole lot. I don't do the things
So
that
you don't have a
typically.
club or nothing?
I mean,
Oh,
I have a Facebook group. I
who write
have
your book?
like me, like I really, it's very, and it's I
Because
post in there sporadically.
you had like the best kept secret because people
Thank
know
you.
about you, but then I'm like, did you know about her tea? See what I'm saying? I didn't know about her too. Exactly, because me and her read all the time. I heard about you and that you was in Virginia through C Renee.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, I love her, April. So that's how, and
I
I'm
love
reading
her
your
too.
book called Continuum.
Continuum. Mm-hmm.
See, you got to read that book. So let me ask you a question. Now that you have an agent and you sound this big deal, are you still able to do small stuff?
Yeah, I'm still gonna do my like, and so again, like, and this is something that
Because I know that once
Ashley
you
is
get, that's
so
the change of life. Once you get going and people start liking you, you know, Hollywood start knocking, you know, sometimes, you know, you can't do everything that you used to do.
right.
So are you going to be able to still do like this?
So far, like nothing has changed. Like the book that has sold, so it's a 3 book deal, and the first one would come out early next year. So once I write these, there's nothing that in my contract that stipulates that I can't write other stuff because I still like write independently too. So like whatever my schedule permits, like I would still be able to do. There has been a couple of things I had to like because this is local. It was if there's something that I know that I need to like meet a deadline. I was no longer able to attend a conference in June because it was out of
Yeah,
state.
I saw. I think you made a post about something like that. So do you So how many books do you push out a year?
It depends, but I try to do this year. I was before I knew that this was set in stone that this the contract was coming. My plan was to do 10. Because it's a mixture of novellas and novels and short stories. And so, but this year I believe it's going to be 6. And that's mainly because like I like have some plans for next year that like I want to like have those 6 like ready to roll for this year. And so I've already put out 3. So I just really 3 more books to like put out.
So do you like writing novellas or you like writing big books? Because I don't like I hate novellas. I do.
Technically, I was as long as the story's being
Because I was
told.
like, God,
It
it's so
doesn't matter.
moving about why they close why is this little
But because Continuum would technically like is on the cusp between a novel and a novella because it's like I want to say 45,000 words, and so but like I feel like I those characters talk to me. I write what
they
they're
said.
telling me. So sometimes it's gonna be lengthier because that's what their stories ask for, and sometimes it's like Continuum happens in a weekend. Truth or Dare happens in a weekend. And so it's like sometimes it's like they're just telling me something that is gonna be a shorter length than like other things.
Why didn't you get her the full package the first night?
Listen, because he was like he
Because I was mad. I was so mad. I was so mad at him. I was like, I hope he go back to where he come from. What, Chicago or where he was from?
Because he was in Chicago, but consent is sexy. And like she had something to drink and he was like, you know, listen.
I want her to be sober.
Yes,
So she can
experience the whole thing. Exactly that. Exactly that. I had a lot of fun writing that book.
For real.
That one, Truth or Dare, was fun writing because when I was I wrote it in lockdown when in the height of COVID, and I was just like me and my friends had plans. We were going on trips, and then all of a sudden we weren't. And so it was just like, man, I want to write something fun, something like that's on an island somewhere with a bunch of friends. And so that was fun writing. Continuum was fun, and like, did you finish it? Okay, so Continuum is fun, and when you get to the ending, like, and
I'm gonna be happy at the end.
You're gonna be happy at the end.
Okay,
but,
that's all that matters. Like, that's all that matters.
But I'm not gonna tell you what happened.
Okay,
it was fun to write that too.
So what book what I'm sorry, I'm going off left field. What book did you write from pain? Have you ever written from pain?
I've never written from pain. I definitely like there's a little bit of me in every single thing that I write.
Uh-uh.
But I will say the one that has the most emotional reaction from people is Broken Clocks. And I was emotional when
Man,
I
know what?
wrote-
I checked.
when I
That's still
wrote
that's still in my Kindle, and 'cause I got it because I like the title, and I feel like he was talking to me with the title. Because I feel like, oh my God, this is about somebody hurt me. The clock ran out on us. He died. What happened? Look, the whole look. See the title alone. I'm just having scenarios in my head before I even open the book. He died. What happened? He can see. I'm just make up all kinds of scenarios.
Yeah, so now knowing that, I want you to read it and then
Mhm.
message me as soon as you do,
Yeah.
because I feel like that one, typically people say that they
I like that title. I
they
love the
feel,
title and the
thank
cover.
you. Thank you.
That made me just I was like, oh, I love this. This is for me. And I'm kind of crazy for real, but I'm trying to suppress it. But but okay, so what is your writing style? Do you outline or you just free write?
I free write. I
Do you
like
start stuff and you have like star books everywhere, or you
no.
always finished?
I will, the only one that I started and stopped was the one that I sold. And that was because I wrote a little bit of it, because the process to selling it, like, it can take time. So I wrote part of it, but then it's like, I still got, because I write full time. So I still had to release books for my own like bills. And so like then I would have to put it on hold and go back to another book. So that's the only book I started and stopped like that. But for the most part, the characters are talking to me, and so I write when they're talking, and then I like stop when they're done, and then I move on to the next project.
Do you ghostwrite me? Do you ghostwrite people?
I don't have time. I feel like I write. I put out so much.
I would ask you that.
I've had people ask, but I don't feel like they were. I don't feel like they were asking like for real. Like I feel like
Okay.
it was more like, oh, I've always wanted to write a book. Like maybe you could write it for me, type of
Yeah,
thing, as
because you.
opposed to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just talking upside their neck.
yeah.
Oh, somebody shut up. So, what is your motto in life?
Live life to the fullest. Tomorrow's not promised. And I feel
Yes.
like while there is something to be said for planning, there's something to be said for preparation. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So it's like making sure that you are living life to the fullest, that you, and like I feel like that's a theme that like you can like pick up in a number of my books, because I just feel like so often you can be so focused on like, okay, if I can just make it to this point, if I can just get to this age, if I can get to this way, if I can get to this, and it's like tomorrow you may not make it through the rest of the day,
Well,
and you
I gotta get this in order before I do this. I hate when people
exactly.
say that.
And
I hate when people say that.
it stunts you from being able to live your life.
Exactly,
And so
exactly. So how important is public libraries?
I think they're so important, the access that you get, because it's not just like so many different like genres are available to you at the library, but then not even just that, like meeting spaces, like
Yes.
for research.
Yes.
There's just so much that you can get from it.
Yes.
And so it's important that like we support libraries, that we like.
Please. And I tell people that like the library is everything to me, because not only do we the house of books, but we do programs and everything we do is free. It's free of charge. Like we do crocheting, author events, author talks, writing workshops. I mean, everything you can possibly name, we do it at the library. So I'm glad. Thank you for being the spokesperson for the library.
Oh, absolutely.
And keep signing them contracts.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, keep on. Keep
from
on.
your lips to God's ears. Okay?
Yes,
Like,
yes. What did it feel like when you did it?
I was excited. Like
You
honestly, when Ashley called me and was like, "Hey, this is coming," I was like
Did you
shocked.
feel like
And
that,
then,
my purpose finally, manifested and came to, you know what I'm saying, to life.
so on to some degree, yes, but I also feel like that publishing independently too. Like I feel like it is part of my purpose to be able to tell these stories and to be able to connect with people. And like this is the journey that I'm meant to take. And so I feel like this deal just like helped me feel like, okay, I'm going to like hopefully be able to reach like more people than like
Mhm.
I've been able to do on
Yes,
my
I
own.
think, yes,
And
I definitely think that. I definitely think that because it was the talk, the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people like, okay, well, who was this guy? Yeah, people that didn't know you, it's like, okay, who was this guy? You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So,
and
and then you align yourself up with somebody who is phenomenal. Her name speaks for herself,
yeah,
you know, so that's even better. So good luck, much success, and I'm happy
thank
for your
you.
system.
I appreciate that so
VA
much.
stand
Thank
up,
you.
support the system. All right.